Yo, listen, I had to pull out the black shades, the black outfit because NBA 2K just bodied the news. So I'm gonna go through it. I hope y'all enjoyed that little clip. It was a little trailer of NBA 2K24, which got me excited. But anyways, these are the news that they dropped right here. Look, I'm making 2 videos because they dropped so much news. I gotta make 2 videos. And the other news that I'm gonna drop is what Mike Wang tweeted, Uncle Demi, people that played the game already, and devs that basically just dropped news on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, I gotta give y'all all the sauce, so make sure y'all run up the likes to at least 20 to 30 likes on this video before I drop part 2 to this, alright? So make sure y'all go ahead and take care of that for me, but nonetheless, let's get into it. So, right here, what I have on the screen is what's the difference? So they basically just talking about what they implemented on NBA 2K next gen, not current gen, next gen. So if you're still playing current, make sure y'all shift your way over to next gen, because they implemented this new thing called Pro Play, which basically allowed them to integrate real player movements into video games. So now you'll be able to do what a lot of these players are able to do because they were able to some way, somehow implement it into the game, which makes it, you know, the better gen. You feel me? So I'm gonna show you guys this little clip right here. It's basically a little clip of Kevin Durant just shaking up somebody. But nonetheless, you can see hand in hand right here that they got the real version. I'm gonna play it one more time for you guys. They got the real version of KD on the left and the video game version on the right, and it's very, very, very similar. So what they did with this is immaculate. On this section right here of the news that they dropped, basically they're just talking about jump shots, dunks, layups, dribble moves, and all the new animations that were added to the game because of the fact that they were able to implement this new system, Pro Play, into NBA 2K24, which allowed them to add way more animations to the game and make the game way more realistic. So with this section right here, basically they were just talking about shot timing. So now the shot timing is a little bit more forgiving, meaning that now you'll be able to look at your player and get a better cue. So basically, like, you know how they had the early, late, very late, and very early, I think it was. So now it's divided into shot cue and a whole bunch of other names that they added on to that section of the settings. So now you'll be able to look at your shot cue, and opposed to having it early or late or very late and not knowing, you know, your releases, you get to pick exactly how you want to release the shot, making it easier for you to have different jump shots and use different players, especially if you play my team and you have various different players you have to shoot with. You can select the option of shot cue, which allows you to look at your player and you will find out his release based on his cue. So with the layup timing, I guess they buffed the layup timing, so I guess now more effective and a greater tool this year based on the improvements that they made. Dunking, now you have to green your dunks, so it's very much like your shot. Now you have to be able to time your dunk. You're not just going to be able to get it late or early and be able to dunk the ball in traffic. You're going to have to green your dunks as well, which is very much what the community asked for. So I appreciate you guys in 2K. Another important part that they added to the game was paint play. So now they buffed paint defense in the paint. So this is very, very huge because for years we've been asking for this. I remember in 2K23 in the beginning of the game, paint defense was great. People started complaining, and then they buffed it or nerfed it, whatever you want to call it, and it ruined the game. Everybody was just extremely upset, and they left it like that throughout the year because obviously they don't want to keep going back and forth and playing tag. But now it seems like they actually fixed paint defense in the game. So here it is, they put it on the news. But nonetheless, look, we got Mike Wang right here, the famous Mike Wang with the dribble breakdown. So let's take a look and let's see what Mike Wang had to say.
Shooting has been customized and improved for all various modes, difficulties, and player skill levels. But in order to get high percentage shots, you need to know how to create separation off the dribble. One of my favorite elements in NBA 2K24 is the dribble breakdowns. Each player has two versions. Regular breakdowns are done by flicking up on the right analog stick, and aggressive breakdowns are done by flicking up with sprint held. This will initiate a sequence of signature size-up moves that you can use to create separation with on their own, or branch out of at any time for an explosive drive or other dribble move combo. This year features all new signature double crosses, hezi crosses, and escape moves. Another major addition is the blowout dribble. Tapping the sprint trigger while moving will give you a quick burst of speed where the ball handler pushes the ball ahead to get out quickly on the break. In the front court, tapping sprint will give you a quick change of pace to quickly blow by defenders. Adrenaline boosts are back, but have been redesigned to make both offense and defense more skill-based. On offense, boosts are no longer lost when pulling off dribble combos or moving short distances. This gives dribblers much more freedom to create off the bounce. But boosts will disappear every time the on-ball defender can bump the ball handler on a drive attempt. Losing adrenaline won't feel like moving in mud like last year, but it will heavily impact shooting attributes. So if a good defender can bump the dribbler 2 or 3 times in a single possession, they'll have a really tough time scoring if they do manage to get free. Creating your own shot off the dribble isn't the only way to get good shots. Knowing how to operate away from the ball is just as important. NBA 2K24 features new right analog stick jukes and other quick explosive moves to free yourself up for a shot. Tapping the sprint trigger will also give you a huge burst of speed to find open spots on the floor for spot-up jumpers or easy rim runs for dunks. Everything about offense, defense, and coaching has been streamlined to make NBA 2K24 more enjoyable for all. We can't wait for you to experience the ultra-realistic gameplay in NBA 2K24.
That's got me excited because as y'all know, I am a PG. I'm a guard. I'm a small guard, so I like to hot and cook it up and sauce it up and, you know, get my shot up. But anyways, look, there's the next part right here. Basically, they're talking about adrenaline boost. Adrenaline boost on Twitter, Mike Wang also stated that basically adrenaline boost won't work the same way as they did in previous years. What they'll do is what they basically talked about a little bit is that adrenaline boost, basically if a defender is bumping you and it keeps bumping you, your adrenaline will go down. So be aware that it's not just for little guards that like to go left, right. It's also for 6'9" and other players that like to dribble around the ball and getting bumped up and nothing happens to their adrenaline because they obviously are not dribbling the ball as often. So the adrenaline boost applies to everybody, put it like that. So this is another clip right here that Mike Wang basically explained the skill-based defense. Let's take a look and let's hear what he had to say.
Defensive movement has improved on many fronts, with better responsiveness and less sliding. This helps defenders get where they need to be, and with the improved body-up system, ball handlers will have a tough time getting free against great defenders. The improved contact can also be felt in the paint. Big defensive anchors will have a much easier time putting a body on shooters at the rim and forcing tough shots. Directional steals are also back. You need to reach with the correct hand closest to the ball and avoid reaching across the body to maximize success and avoid foul calls. You can also use directional steals to play passing lanes by flicking the right stick in the correct direction to get your hand in the way and deflect the pass. And when it comes to contesting shots, it's important to be patient and wait for the correct time to jump. If you're behind the shooter, jumping too early, biting on fakes, or closing out late, you'll quickly find yourself racking up fouls and giving up and-one opportunities. Everything about offense, defense, and coaching has been streamlined to make NBA 2K24 more enjoyable for all. We can't wait for you to experience the ultra-realistic gameplay in NBA 2K24.
That defense has also got a boost to the game, which I already explained earlier. Adrenaline has a huge part and plays a huge part in defense as well. This video right here is extremely important because this is a new addition that they added to the game. Previously, you were able to select your takeover while you were making your build. Now, you select your takeover while you're playing the game. Let me show you guys the clip. Maybe you guys understand a little bit better after you watch this clip right here.
Takeover returns to NBA 2K24, but with a different spin. Instead of assigning a takeover ability as part of the build process, now you can choose a category of attributes to boost on the fly. When you fill up the takeover meter, you can choose between finishing, shooting, playmaking, defense rebounding, or physicals. If you delay your takeover and fill up double takeover, you can choose 2 different categories of ratings to boost, making you a true threat on both ends of the floor. Everything about offense, defense, and coaching has been streamlined to make NBA 2K24 more enjoyable for all. We can't wait for you to experience the ultra-realistic gameplay in NBA 2K24.
In this last section that I want to go over with you guys basically explains a new feature that they added with the AI. So now basically, if you want to be able to control the AI, they implemented a feature that you will be able to control the AI with your controller by pressing the pad or whatever the case may be. If you have Xbox, I don't know what it is for Xbox, but PlayStation is the pad in the middle. Then you'll be able to control the AIs a lot easier, opposed to like in previous years when like the AI kind of just did what he wanted. So now the AI is a little bit smarter. Those are all the news for today. That is the report that NBA 2K24 put out today. And you feel me? Your boy had to come out with the news ASAP for you guys. But nonetheless, make sure you guys run this video up a few likes, 20 to 30 preferably, so I can drop part 2 of these, because part 2 get crazy and it get saucy. So you already know what I say, baby. If you're feeling under the weather, you already know what we doing with that. We shooting over those, yeah dig. But it's your boy New York and I'm out. Peace.